Myself, Srinivasan, would like to take a topic relative cell reference, absolute cell reference, mixed cell reference of spreadsheet chapter for computer science class 8. These three terms are directly associated with the formula in which we can use in spreadsheet. The formulas are very important because this is the method through which we can calculate anything in spreadsheet. So look at this one example where a salesman is there and have their different sales of different month like April, May, June, and their commission rate is below. Here is the commission rate. April for 0.5. These are the commission rates, and as well the yearly commission, that is 1.2. So based upon this data, we are going to calculate the commissions with different rates, and these calculations take place by the help of these three references like relative, absolute, and mixed reference. There's a small difference between all these references. Now look here, if I say sales, so this is the formula. Let first I delete this first, and I'm going to write the formula here. Suppose the formula is equal to, and this one is the formula B4, and then after C4, then after D4. This is the formula 6000. And you can see here the formula is all the here in E4 cell, the formula B4, C4 and D4 is related. That means in E4 cell the value is comes from these three cells, that is B4, C4 and D4, and these three cells are directly related to E4. So this kind of system of calculation is known as relative reference. And if you're going to you can see, if you're going to copy the formula in different cells, you can see here in each cell, that is in E4, you can see here B4, C4, D4. If I move it into E5, you can see B5, C5. That means here what happened here is all the cell references are changes according to the change of E4. That is, here the relation is to be take place between the E column cell and B, C, D column cells, and each changes of rows directly changes the rows of B column, C column and D column. So this type of thing, this type of method of calculation is known as relative subreference, relative reference. The next one is the absolute reference. So now what is absolute? Absolute reference is to be denoted by a dollar symbol. You can see here in a particular cell, a dollar is put between the column value as well as the row value. Now what happened here, in absolute reference this column is fixed. That means you can see here the C19, you can see the C19 column, the early commission is 1.2, so there is some percentage number is there. And when we move, that is here E4 is just changed. You can see here E5, you can see here E6, but you can see this column, the C19 does not changes. The C19 is fixed and the value takes from C19 directly here. So that means when we going to change the row, the column and the row of C19 does not change when we change the rows of Z. You can see Z, and in Z the total sales, that is E4, is to be calculated with C19, that is the C19 This is the absolute reference, and this is the absolute cell. The absolute means fixed cell. One cannot change. If suppose we change the row, this cell does not change its position. So this type of calculation is to be handled by this absolute reference. So this is the example of absolute reference. And in the other case, the mixed reference, you can see the mixed reference, this almost mixed reference means this is the combination of relative reference and the absolute reference. You can see here the column is changed, but row does not change. The row value is fixed. That means this dollar is put before the row number. So row is fixed here. So, and you can see where $4. So here this is the D14 and then D15 and D16. That is in each month. That is in April, May and June. You can see in the June, here is the June. So you can see in the June, the column and row, look at the way it moves. You can see here B4, B6, B8 is moving, but as far as the D column is concerned, D column is fixed, the row is fixed here, D14. You can see here that is D15 is fixed, and in June you can see here D16 is fixed. So that's the way through which a reference take place. So these are the difference between relative reference, absolute reference and mixed reference. So once again I want to repeat it. In relative reference, the simple cells are calculated. When calculation take place in other cell, the cell number means what? The column value as well as the row value changes accordingly. But as far as in absolute reference, if we put the dollar sign, that column and row is fixed. You can see C dollar, C19, that means the dollar C and dollar 19 is fixed in each row of the column in G column. But as far as the mixed reference is concerned, it is both. That means it is the mixing of relative as well as absolute. You can see April, May, June, there are different commission rates are there. It changes. You can see here D14 is there, then after D15, then after D16. So here the changes take place. So these are the things. You can see in each column the D14 is fixed, and here the D15 is fixed, and here D16 is fixed. So this is, hope all of you understand this, the differences of relative sub-reference, absolute reference and mixed reference. Thank you very much.